All right, everybody, welcome back to Beans No Ball. Breaking news, and Christian, obviously, you're a little busy, but I mean, hey,
Little
the
change
news.
of scenery here, but we got a
I mean,
really
little
important
little
one right here.
reminiscent of Bean Talk, but yeah, let's just get this started right away. Calvin Ridley, a monster, 4 year was 4 year,
Four year,
$92 million
92
deal with
million,
the
23 year,
Tennessee
22 year year.
Titans. Definitely a big surprise to see him going to Tennessee. I mean, yet another guy staying in the division, sticking it to a rival. I mean,
I didn't
just
expect the
back.
Titans, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
the
not
thing.
expect
And
the Titans.
going back to it, I mean, it's 50 million guaranteed is another thing that, really jumps out to me. But I mean, regardless, I mean, Christian, I think I'll let you talk about him. He was on your fantasy team. A great deal how he did last year.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he was a mid round pick for me, a steal. I know you got a little upset about that. He texted me right after that, but I mean, for the first
I was chasing him for weeks
yeah,
for trades, man.
for the first week, for the first 1 or 2 weeks, he was doing pretty well, and after that, he just had a steep drop off for some reason. I mean, freaking, let's be real, Christian Kirk was taking the load here for targets, and then all those yards and like really was doing nothing. He was absolutely nothing, and for some reason, still managed to get like 11 and 3 in the league with like barely any receiver help other than CD. But fantasy, like looking past fantasy alone, he really wasn't a big impact to the Jacksonville Jaguars. If I'm being realistic here, I mean, sure, he did have like a decent change towards end season, but it really didn't help him at all whatsoever. Since the Jaguars alone, they already had their huge decline from being 8-2 to obviously missing playoffs right after that. But not even just looking at Ridley, I mean, let's look at the arguably the two top receivers in the league right now, CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson, who are expected to get signed. Jay Jettas, he wants 40. He wants 40. And looking at the Cowboys situation, they're not going to pay CD 40 of how already cheap how they're being.
Well, that's the thing, and that's what we were just talking about right now. We know, every position, guys want to one up them. So when it's star guys like this, like Jay Jettas, it's set. I mean, whether it's the Vikings or whether he walks and he gets a contract elsewhere, he's not signing unless it's 40 mil.
Yeah.
If he gets signed,
it's whatever with one of them, either if CD signs first,
because I definitely see Jettas signing first. That's the thing. Now, once he gets 40 mil, CD's gonna want 42 and a half, maybe 45. We'll see what CD ends up asking for. I don't see Jerry getting him that. So what's the situation gonna be there with CD moving on? Probably.
That's the thing. I really don't know moving forward, because CD, he is the next guy in line for a contract, and then Micah, because Trayvon's already paid, he's fine. Really don't gotta worry about that. But CD Lamb, he is next in line from the recent reports to get another big contract extension. But now looking again, receiver market. I mean, we gotta thank Christian Kirk for that, for resetting the market. I think it was it last year?
2 years ago. I think 2 years ago he did it, yeah.
The memory, and now with I'm not Christian Kirk, but Calvin really getting this contract. Receiver market is once again in shambles. It's heavily skewed. CD and Jetta, they're going to expect a really big bag coming forward. But with the whole Cowboys situation, honestly, if I'm realistically speaking, I would rather have CD succeed with another team. If I'm really being real, I mean, he's already getting his career wasted along with 7 other talents. I know I sent a picture about that. CD, Micah, Trayvon, Jake Ferguson, other guys I can name right now at the top of my head.
We put Ferguson a little lower than superstar level talent, so the other guys on the Cowboys. But yeah, I mean, exactly what you're saying. There's a lot of money that has to go around to, I mean, hey, you guys are really good at drafting. Now it's gonna be time
unlike
to,
last season, but yeah, really,
yeah,
like
but,
objectively
but it's gonna be time to pay them.
Yeah, objectively speaking,
we
are. Cowboys are a draft heavy team, and I've been praising Will McClay for the longest, because I mean, he's the reason we've been having these star-studded players. I mean, the fact that we were able to get CD and Trayvon in the same draft, because I called us getting Trayvon in the second round. I was just saying, draft Trayvon. We got Trayvon. So obviously, Will McClay, he's got a lot to help right then and there for the draft situation. But unlike
of course,
last
you can
year,
obviously give McClay a lot of credit. You were really hoping for Pat Surtain, and it ended up coming out perfectly. You guys get Micah, so obviously really good for you guys there. But I mean, moving it back to the topic of the video, this actual with Calvin Ridley, I think it's pretty unique full circle moment that the Titans didn't want to pay AJ Brown. Let's talk about that. They didn't want to open the checkbook for AJ Brown. It was a similar contract that he ended up getting in Philadelphia. So this deal that they gave Ridley, they could have very easily given it to AJ Brown, who arguably far better receiver than Calvin Ridley. And you know exactly what you're saying. This is gonna skew the market insanely. I don't even want to think we're gonna have to pay Puka in a couple years. That's also I mean, if we end up having another, you know, couple of solid receivers in the draft in the wild, which we know Les need.
Yeah. Leslie's gonna cook with her regardless. He's been cooking this way in free agency, but you know, like you said, Calvin Ridley, he definitely made a huge impact in the market moving forward in the future. What does this look for the Titans team? I mean, look, you got him, TP, and DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins, his age is kind of stopping him. TP,
Tajon Spears. We'll see what kind of tandem that's going to be with Tony Pollard. I mean, honestly, a lot of people are really, I would say, overhyping this core. I mean, you know, like you said, you know, DeAndre, he's over the hill.
Like they look
Calvin Ridley.
They look good on paper.
What is he really going to do?
Yeah, they're a team that look good on paper, but
and you got a guy like Will Levis at quarterback, which, you know, I love Will Levis, but you know, I love Will Levis, but the thing is, you know, I think you really need like a stronger veteran presence, and I mean, definitely DeAndre's not going to be that guy, and I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's trends in the right direction. Let's just put it that way for the Titans. But I mean, there's a lot to wait and see. And you know, with an AFC South that, surprise, you know, it's getting pretty solid little by little. I mean, we even see, you know, the Jaguars, like we said, you know, they're making some pretty good moves. So I mean, we'll wait and see. We'll see how the draft, the rest of free agency shakes out. But I mean, both South divisions are looking pretty solid little by little. But of course, definitely got, you know, a lot more than I thought we were gonna get in on this video. Definitely a lot to talk about with this, and it's a surprising deal to say the least. But that's gonna wrap it up for us here. Hope you guys enjoyed the little update. If you guys like and subscribe, you know, gonna plug that back in, you know, all the news, you know, be sure to follow us on Instagram. I keep you guys updated as soon as I can, and hope you guys stay around for some more off-season content.